Welcome to the Walla Lang Podcast, a podcast where a bunch of Filipino voice actors come together and talk about voice acting and the industry itself. Hence the name. If you just heard the term right now, Walla is basically recording background noises or conversations for TV or film to make the scene more real and alive. I am Jiezl, the host of this podcast, and in this first episode, please listen as Ralph, Reedze, Joel, Joy, and me dive deep into the recording and translating of the newly released Filipino anime, Trese. Is it a hit or a miss? And in full disclosure, these are 100% our opinions and in no way should be interpreted as statements of fact. Resources stated in the podcast are in the description. And with that out of the way, let's get into our impromptu conversation about Trese.
Siguro start natin. Parang gusto ko to bigyan ng topic eh. Like, anong first thoughts niyo na si Lai-za Verano, which is a famous Pinoy actress dito, rather than like a professional or nag-audition na voice talent sa industry natin?
Siguro for me, parang no surprise na rin siya kasi considering for the past few films na released within the last decade, actually the last few years lang with Hayop Ka and syempre the notorious Barangay 143.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise lang. Slightly shocked lang rin hindi ko naman fina-follow si Lai-za in the first place. I just know her by name and from her personality in the interviews, she's parang happy na cheerful, whatever, peppy girl. So, shocking that she was casted as Alexandra Trese.
Well, for me kasi, same thoughts ako sa'yo, Jiezl. Kasi right off the bat pa lang yung character design ni Trese, parang hindi siya mamamatch sa boses ni Lai-za eh. Pero as a guy kasi, kayong mga female, you could do multiple voices rather than us. So like, if normal yung deep voice niyo, kaya niyo siya i-high pitch na parang talagang babae na happy and vice versa. Siguro sa vocal cords niyo, doon na nagtatalo. Tsaka, just like you said, na hindi normal na siya para sa akin. Kasi, the usual, kailangan ng mas sikat na artista para mas, yung marketing sa PR. Mas kumalat siya. Kasi, kung hindi kilalang talent ang ilalagay mo sa bida, hindi naman siya papansinin ng audience. Yun yung take ko kay Lai-za. Siguro, Hans opinion na lang kasi rin. Feeling ko may producer na connected si Lai-za, which helps the budget on a long run. Para lang sa akin,
Well, if I can chime in a bit. I mean, I'm super new in the whole voiceover industry thing, but I do have a lot of years in advertising and production. So in terms of that, I get the whole hiring Lai-za for marketing purposes. But, now being in the VO world, but even if I weren't in the VO industry now, I would always have respect for those in the craft, be it voiceover or if you're, the graphic artist or, the director or whatever. It's like you always have to have respect for the people that are really experts or pros in the craft. So I'm also torn between the two na. I get how Lai-za was chosen for, marketing purposes, but I guess to Jiezl's point in our VO blast kanina, at the end of the day, it's true na the story really does, it's supposed to carry the whole thing. That's what should matter the most. So I agree with Jiezl in that point. But I also get the marketing side, so medyo torn. What do you guys think of that part?
In the gist, I don't know if it's just me or what, but it sort of is a big step for us as voice actors forward. I mean, before like yung other dubs or animation that Filipinos have done, they weren't really talked about much. But because of this, because of Trese being such a big thing for comic fans and diba? And us too, parang yung people who don't really think about Filipinos becoming voice actors and all those qualifications. Ngayon, parang dapat si ganyan o si ganon. And I'm like super happy because of that fact pa lang. Because finally, people are starting to think na, there are voice actors in the Philippines. And we have so much talent and range as well. And sana, next time, parang level up pa tayo.
True. Agree.
Well, if we're gonna base it on Trese, well, when I tried to make a thesis out of voiceover here in the Philippines in the marketing, I find it very depressing from the very start. Because one, I think if you guys discussed about how the marketing went, they never saw it in a very globalized perspective kasi, diba? Like, that's why they got, let's say Lai-za, I guess, rather than some trained voice-over artist na who dedicated her life for years and years. So they're thinking about the marketability for the Filipino people. But again, it's really more on the lack of research, I guess. I think it's a problem here in the Philippines. It's the lack of research. And at the same time, with the constant pressure of the finance, where we need to limit the expenses. Because if we think about it, if you're gonna hire a voice actor, let's say for character voicing, a trained one, I think it's gonna be expensive. So we can do like a comparison as well now. Isn't Lisa Soberano expensive? Diba? Pero at the same time kasi we need the cash flow kasi. Parang if the majority of the Filipino people, if they hear Lisa, diba, they'll try to watch it. Diba? The views, that's what matters, I guess. Parang they don't want to risk it eh. That's the problem here. They don't want to risk where there is a good talent, where it will be show that is connecting and it will resonate to our culture. For me, I wasn't shocked when I saw Lisa was there, but I was happy that parang slowly we're getting recognized because I also have animator friends who were awarded with at least similar animation of those. Because even around 2014, and the name was Marianing, and there was no opportunity to have that shown in the Filipino market, I guess. At least now because of Netflix, there is. Yun. I'm actually torn between what's happening. Parang yay, I guess. Yay if you have connections to get in. If you don't have anything to put on the table aside from voiceover, yun. Those are my 2 cents.
So let's dive into the actual performance. Who here's watch the Filipino dub?
I do.
No.
I did.
So thoughts?
Start tayo kay Lai-za kasi siya napag-usapan natin.
Yeah, well, hot topic siya talaga.
Yeah. Siguro thoughts ko lang sa kanya parang first time niya na craft ito. So I'll give her the benefit of the doubt na hindi pa niya master yung skill set to become a voice actor. She does a good job. Parang masasabi ko, she gets the job done. Pero kung bibigay sa ibang voice talent, so na mas fit sa character style ni Trese, siguro ibang usapan na rin yan. Siguro mas malaking comparison na mas mababatingin ko sa performance ni Lai-za kaysa ngayon. So yun. Pero just like Kyun said kanina, yun, malaking factor talaga yung cash flow sa animation industry. And with that said, anyone else may take kay Liza?
For me, it's yes, it's obvious that it's her first time voice acting, and pero props to her that she has that bubbly voice and yung nice sounding voice, and then she could go low. For me talaga, pinag-usapan namin yan ni Joy a few weeks ago na props to the director that coached her to go that low na like mga articles na lumabas few days before the premiere said the trailer of Trese is good and Lai-za's voice is unrecognizable. So yun, props to her. But syempre the common criticism is that monotone, hindi bagay, or kulang pa sa acting. And for me, there are times watching it, sabi ko, like, she did the monotone so well that even in tense scenes, it's, parang,
Yeah.
Parang the emotional...
It's still monotone.
Yeah, true.
It's still monotone.
I mean,
Well-
it is expected talaga. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, because her character is nga like that. Well, after few research na from Budget and Kajo, they really said that Alexandra Trese is really emotional, not so emotional, monotone kind of character. Pero the way they animated her sometimes doesn't seem like that.
True.
Like yung one scene, this is not spoiler, episode 1 lang to. She was interrogating the mayor. Tapos nadulas yung mayor na the aswang and mermaids, and then saya, I didn't say anything about aswangs, mayor. Pero she was in the animation, she was smirking. So yung nagbagay lang talaga dyan. I think it's because of Shay Mitchell's performance, cause para lang aware rin kayo na may term in the animation industry called prelay, where the audio comes first, then the animation. So I think they base that animation around Shay's performance. So yeah.
Ooh, that reveals a lot more. Na
Yeah.
instead of this becoming like Tagalog production, it was actually English production dubbed in Tagalog.
Yes.
So, oh man. Man.
That kind of
wonder
sucks.
It fit her so well.
Well, did you watch Trese After Dark after watching? Yung mga nanood.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes, I watched.
Skype call, around the world interview.
Yep.
Yeah, and that really hurts. Yeah. Well, considering she is born and raised Phil-Am, so every time when she does an incantation, it's oh my gosh. Parang it's a competition, who does it better, Shay or Lai-za, when it comes to the Tagalog spells.
In fairness to Lai-za, though,
Yeah.
Kasi,
she spoke
Yeah.
Tagalog well,
Mhm.
knowing that that's not her,
Yeah.
her main language. Then
Off ako sa ano ba yun? Yung Tagalog. Yung may mga ibang Tagalog accent. Yung parang, yung para. Yung parang gano'n. Sabi ko, hindi ba para? Yung pag maganon tayo. Sabi ko, kasi for example, yung may mga parts na yung police talaga. Sabi ko, okay. Yung parang bakit medyo mas believable papakinggan yung other side characters. Tapos kapag yun na, yung mga kay Liza, parang nagiging from ano ba yun? Not from the Philippines, I guess. So yun. Which is I guess, yung mga other little details that nakikita mo siya So that's why parang sabi ko nung it was already adding up, sabi ko. Parang hindi ko na tinuloy eh. For me, well, correct me if I'm wrong, hindi naman ako masyadong expert. If masyado silang nag-adjust sa ginawa ni Liza, parang nakakalungkot lang. Parang dapat siya sana nag-step up din siya. Sana siya. Based on the strategy, siya na talaga. Sana mas ginawa pa niya more effort, I guess. I mean, if it can happen.
I agree.
Yung pala yung dahilan doon.
Hindi, I mean, yung parang, yung for me lang, as ano ba yun? Yung mga little it's not really the main reason, pero yung mga little details that is just adding up lang. If you see it as a whole naman, okay naman siya. Like parang, for me, successful naman siya. Pero if ilalagay natin in a quality standpoint, diba? Yung parang pinakita ko kay Jiezl na merong Japanese trailer. Tapos sabi ko, oh my God, tatalo din na naman tayo. Yung parang yung scream pa lang nila na dito, nahuli sila ng mga aswang, diba? Sabi ko, bakit sa atin parang pilit yung pagano ba yun? Parang pilit yung takot. Yung ganun siya. Sabi ko, okay. So parang it still goes back dahil sa training ng 90s, yung ganon. Hindi nga nag-evolve yung acting natin. It's really just the little the little details it's adding up. It's not really naman na parang mapapansin mo siya agad-agad. I mean kasi for us kasi, di ba, we nitpick kasi para
true.
Parang they could have said this line this way or a different interpretation, di ba?
Kaya bago ko pala turn over to the next topic, going back to Lai-za.
Go.
I challenge you all again to watch it in headphones. Kasi ang weird talaga ng audio quality niya. I don't know what happened.
May nag-conspiracy theory pa dyan na tawag doon. Nag-home setup yung mga actors and actresses ng recording, hindi isang studio.
Yeah. Kaya nga sabi ko, yung lalo na in episode 2 ba yun? Yung basta episode 2, she shouted. Tapos, whoa, humina. She was shouting, tapos humina yung volume.
Magandang gabi, Nuno.
I did a lot of research talaga. Yung what others feel or think na merong reactor, sabi niya, ano ba naman to si Lai-za? Parang sa kuweba siya nagsasalita or binubulong niya sa microphone yung mga linya niya. Kasi it's so weird. The sound really sounds muffled and theory. And my theory is the reason why she was able to do a deeper voice is theory and speculation. She was doing a bass proximity effect. So the closer you are to the mic, it gets deeper rather than the normal 6 to 8 inches away.
Diba that's a no-no?
Talaga, I challenge you guys again. Pero
parang nagets ko yung sinabi mo, yung audio quality. Yun rin medyo nag-nitpick na naman siguro. Ako as a Filipino na inconsistent yung quality ng voices sa lahat ng characters. So, yung nasabi mo na gumamit siya ng proximity effect na ngayon ko lang nalaman siya, kaka-google ko lang sa ganito pala yun. Parang it gives me an explanation na amateur pa talaga si Lai-za. Na may mga techniques pa pala dapat naturo yung dubbing director before nag-record siya. So, yeah, that's my take. Going back to you, Jiezl.
Well, I do have a question because techniques are always used. I mean, not that I'm siding with Lai-za for this, but me being a person who has a really high register, it is super duper uber hard for me to lower my voice every time. And the only way para ma-lower ko siya is if I talk so softly. And in effect, lalapit talaga ako sa mic. And that's part of mic technique talaga. And it wasn't wrong. That the proximity effect is a technique used even by professionals to get what they need. So, for me naman, tama nga ginawa niya. Kaso, yung hypothesis nyo na, yun nga, na baka may home setup sila individually, would explain why ganun yung vocal quality na lumabas, na resulta na hindi malinis. Kasi nga, kung totoo nga, mula kasi sa sarili nilang setups, hindi dun sa studio. Maybe if it were in the studio, they would have found a way to tweak it better.
Thank you,
So
Joy.
budget cost.
Engineers are magic.
Yeah. So we don't know the whole story behind that, but it's so weird. It's just so weird that everyone sounds so clean, and then Lai-za is, what?
Maybe last minute edits or
Or
something.
maybe she...
Hindi original yung Tagalog eh. It was actually just the dub. So unlike sa States where everything was the original because everything was based off the English one, I guess.
Yeah, there's a possibility that they were able to record pre-pandemic, so that's why all of them are clean. There's a possibility because it was announced that production start around 2018. Well, maybe let's say it took 1 year to adapt the material from the comic books to screenplay. So I have a hunch it might be pre-pandemic or early stages of the pandemic. I'm not sure. For the US cast.
So add lang, thank you for correcting me, Joy, dun sa base
It's just saying my point of view because
parang yung kasi hindi naman same, pero parang ganun yung level rin ng voice mo, same as Lai-za. Hindi naman, I mean, it's high, that's it. Yeah, it's high, that's it. Yun lang.
I'm just kidding. Yes.
So, wala lang. I'll just add it to my list na techniques na hopefully matutunan soon.
Yeah, pero the thing about proximity effects, I did try it. It sounds so obvious that I really
did come close to the
mic. So it needs a lot of magic to make it usable.
Yep.
Ooh.
Depende din eh. Kasi if you're just doing some kind of narration or commercial, you can get away with it because you have to be consistent. But if you're going to use it for anything animation, anything that requires character work, you're in more slightly in the rocks. You really have to have good editing skills.
Yes, but there are editors out there, so I don't know about local productions here. I don't know how rushed this was. Is it 2 months before the release date? I'm not sure.
Yun lang.
Yeah.
Para magbigay naman tayo ibang topic, parang ginisa natin si Lai-za ng todo.
Okay, moving. Sige, let's go back to we can comment konti about the side characters, then siguro jump into the English dub. Standouts for the side characters, supporting roles, whatever. Wala. Okay, bye. No.
American, yun lang napanood ko eh.
Ha? Captain Guerrero joke.
Actually, parang nalimutan ko na yung episodes 1 to 3 dahil dun sa lahat ng speculations sa series. Parang na-turn off ko siya tapusin. Kasi syempre, bukod sa spoiler, yun, may kanya-kanyang theory na diba? Parang, na-turn off ako kasi kapwa mo Pilipino, sinisiraan yung mismo yung gawa. Yun. So, yeah. Parang, sige, you guys take muna sa other cast members.
You should still watch the rest, Ralph.
Yeah.
The story's still really good. Sorry, I still love Trese. It's all about, highlighting, our Philippine background and our mythological creatures and stuff. So it's cool.
I really enjoyed the comic, so
Yes, love the comics.
excited ko yung panoorin ko pang hindi ko napanood.
Well,
Okay.
since kayo, you did mention you knew about the source material before the series. So, let's say you have a certain voice in your head while reading the comics. Did it fulfilled your your fantasy / imaginations? Let's just say I've never heard of Trese until the Netflix announcement. So, yeah. Kayo.
For me, I did expect Jess's voice to be, the deep kind of. Going back though, I expected a little more emotion. May deadpan pero may konting emotion compared to Lai-za still. Sorry, yes, I agree with that. For the others, I really liked si Nuno. That's exactly what I pictured in my head.
Wala na iba.
Yes.
Well, parang si Cap Guerrero, yeah, typical voice. Parang everyone was okay, except dislike. The twins sometimes came off a little unnatural for me. I don't know how to explain it yet in voiceover terms. But there were parts where they felt a bit unnatural. Maybe when they would use like Western expressions.
Yeah,
Hindi siya swak.
Joy, you mentioned you read.
Yeah, I did. In honesty, it's been so long since I last read it, but I do remember having such a fondness for the twins, and they're very mischievous. That sila yung pampabuhay kapag deadpan lagi si Alexandra. So they were adorable.
True.
And si Alexandra, maybe I got it wrong in my head. Kasi for me, sobrang nadodwarf si Alexandra ng mga twins in terms of height sa comics. So I assumed Alexandra was younger. So when everyone was saying, oh, she's supposed to be this mature adult woman, I'm like, I got it all wrong. And that's the end of my evaluation. I have to read the comics again.
Pinays are short.
Well, the twins were really tall. So I was like, well, Pinoy boys aren't that tall either.
Well, there are the
maybe
anak of
really
the...
was just to me.
They are anak of the madirigma. Joke.
I really love the twins though, don't get me wrong. There are just those moments lang, it was like, parang there might be a better way to say that expression, or if there was a Filipino way to say that expression, it might have fit better. But I love the twins.
Anymore. Siguro ako, ano ba? For me, no one sticked out. Joke lang, sorry. For me, it's just, well, for me, in the vocal quality standpoint, it's kind of like, there's no distinction of voices. Not, let's say, in the States, like, if one of your favorite voice actors voice in a role, it's them. Not unlike here that it's gonna sound weird. Almost all of them sound the same. It still goes back to what Reed said, that we still follow the 90s practices of voice over. We just lack the training. We lack how to really create characters. Maybe the Wind Spirits are just a standout for me because they are the really distinct voices.
Ooh.
To support Jiezl's statement, I guess because in our platform, we don't really have that, environment to create different voices. If you think about it in, let's say, in the US, or let's say in Japan, in the US, let's say not voice actors, just actors. They even have vocal training. So that's why when we do watch movies, they really have this way of how to put their emotion, right? I think, for example, I want to put Emilia Clarke, for example, when she did her Game of Thrones. If you guys familiar with the time when she was commanding an army, you would really feel the anger, the determination. But here in the Philippines, it's more on really the hard sell versus the soft sell, the happy, bubbly. We're not really experimenting or trying to apply different kinds of emotions, which is, I feel like we are, it's becoming a waste because as Filipinos, we have so much emotions to share. So, yeah. If that's the case, like how Trese have become, the character it's not like it didn't really stand out. It's more on like also the character research as well, how they're more on the imagination as well, like how am I going to say this that what would make my character stand out, right? If let's say what are good animations, to give examples? Are you guys familiar with Toy Story?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's a perfect example on how they make their characters distinct, right? Because, for example, there is Ham, there is Woody, there is Buzz. So they really had that luxury to experiment. How would I think of Woody, this cocky, boastful cowboy who leads everyone, and there's this Buzz who's serious, the go-getter type, right? So for the Trese, we just see this person like, oh, okay, this is their voice. Do you guys get what I mean? We don't have like, okay, the main character, oh, she's this badass, and maybe she has this sarcastic tone or what, like, oh, okay, she's just deadpan, like her enemies, I guess. Just kidding. Ayun, parang ganon.
To think about it, yung first Toy Story, it was aired in the 90s pa, no?
Yeah.
And then po-pull off nila yung ganong output. And that's a nice thought.
I think it really is because, well, number one, I really feel that this is because we're dubbed. This is kasi, diba, alam mo yun, yung Toy Story, you're basing it off on something that was created. The animation was created based on the actions that the actor decided to do. The fact na English yung binasis nila, tapos tinurn mo to Tagalog, you really have to make way for the script to really fit in everything.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Which was the first one to produce, the Tagalog or the English?
English.
Really?
Oh.
I can confirm that because of one joke.
Why?
What joke?
Hindi mo pa nanood to, Joy. It's in episode 5 or 4.
Ah.
Yung nasa, sila, presinto.
Hindi bagay sa Tagalog yung joke.
No.
Pero
Kasi, eto, context. Basta, it involves yung espiritu na nasa cellphone ni Trese. San Telmo, yes, thank you. So, sabi ni Cap Guerrero,
Always wanted to go out in a blaze of glory. Huh?
Didn't think you meant that literally, Cap.
Mas gusto ko talagang lumalaban hanggang sa uli.
Ito po ba yung ibig ninyong sabihin, Cap?
and the English, Tagalog dub is parang it didn't land eh. Tapos, nung pinanood ko yung English, shoot, that was a joke. Hindi ko na malayan, that was a joke.
My goodness.
It's sad lang na
So, script writing rin yung problema, ganun ba?
well kasi we don't have a
There's
direct
always difficulty.
Yeah, we don't
Always
have
difficulty when you're translating from the original to a dubbed version.
yeah, wala naman tayong saying a blaze of glory.
Yeah, we know.
We don't have a idiomatic equivalent. So parang for me it didn't land it well. Parang
Di siya common expression.
yeah. So, yon.
Sad.
So, marketing check. Script
Saka-
writing check.
Saka you will know naman eh. Kasi from the credits itself eh. If it's really produced locally, dapat nakasulat at the credits. Alexander Trese, Lai-za Severano. Tapos, kung sino man yung other cast sa...
I thought it was just because I saw Shay Mitchell's name because I was watching the English dub.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes more sense. But yun, hindi ako makaget over. Kasi nga, nung pinoint out mo, I'm like, that's why hindi natin malabas yung full acting skills natin in the Tagalog version. It's because it wasn't really made for us.
So, yeah. Okay.
It would be a different story if the dialogue or the script was written in Tagalog and then they would dub it in English.
So, parang basically, na Google Translate lang pala yung pag ano ba yun?
Hindi naman siguro Google Translate.
Nire-wrote naman yon.
Nire-wrote.
Ay, sorry.
Parang ang laki ng point ni Joy doon. Or ni ni Jiezl. Or which one of you yung pagta-translate ng English to Tagalog dahil dub nga lang tayo. And then may limitations rin kasi pag dub eh. Like hindi mo maayos yung length, yung lip sync. Let's say kung papalitan mo ng buo yung script, pwede pa yung madaya sa lip syncing eh.
Oh my God, Jiezl, naalala ko yung Dota 2.
That's another can of worms.
Well, di ko alam. Yung Dota 2.
Basically, there was one scene that they fast forwarded.
Wala siyang alaala tungkol dito. Alam lang niya ay muli niya ako minamahal ng lubos. Wala akong nakikita masama ron.
Siguro, this is a good transition na rin to the English dub. To those who have watched, like mentioned, the English was written first. So, thoughts about the cast, I'll start na lang siguro. Na-mention ko before in aware na rin sila Joelle, Ralph, Joy, Reedze, that I prefer Shay Mitchell over Lai-za because she does the deadpan with emotions better. Na I think Inka also pointed out na she has the better performance talaga na she's doing the deadpan snarky, the deadpan sarcastic, the deadpan angry, parang ganun. And yun, syempre cringe yung mga when they say Tagalog or para rin aware kayo, the English cast, they posted a casting call for all Filipino actors in the US. So, nandoon lahat. Pero some are not. So, they did the closest thing, which are Hispanic people.
So that explains why all of a sudden so many people were talking in some kind of Spanish or Mexican thing that I couldn't understand.
Yes!
And I was
That's what I heard also.
why are we all of a sudden some kind of Hispanic people? We're Tagalogs don't talk like that. Anyways, yun lang yung napansin ko sa English dub.
Yeah, pero to their credit, like, let's say, impressed ako sa English voice actor ni Nuno, which, nung isang episode na he said,
Kamusta na, little Trese? Sorry I'm late. Traffic and all that.
Wow, the kamusta was so clean.
Yes, I also noticed that.
Kamusta, little Trese? Like, wow, that's so clean. So, talaga, parang he really wants to make it right talaga na...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kaya ng pagkasabi ng twins ng bossing.
Oh, sounds like he has a crush on you, bossing.
Oy, parang may crush yata siya sa inyo, bossing.
Well, kasi, being a VO nerd that I am, I know almost everyone in the English cast. So, almost. So, iba nga are Hispanic, iba talaga are really Phil-Abs. Like si Darren Chris, sayang, sandali lang siya. Dante Basco, sayang lang, no Tagalog lines from Dante.
It was, and naabutan ko na ba siya?
Yung nasa Meralco sila. Quote-unquote Meralco.
Siya yung anak?
Yeah, siya yung...
I knew it. Oh, I love his voice. Fangirling. Sorry, back to you.
So, yun. Parang kulang sa sa voice casting siguro, or kulang pa sa Filipino actors. No, Filipino actors that are part of the union. Kasi I know, like I said, I know them. I know that all of them are union actors. LA actors. Yeah.
I keep repeatedly saying, why do we sound Mexican?
Come on na, bossing.
Ay, may kulay. Sino yun eh? Si Captain Guerrero actually sounds slightly Mexican, Spanish, whatever. I'm like, okay. Oh well, magaling pa rin mag-act eh. Pasana.
Basing on Trese After Dark, they did say, sino yung writer? She was the one coaching them on the dialect.
Oh.
So I don't know if she doesn't have the ears that much, the precise ears to catch yung mistakes or how to articulate it. Baka she's just doing parroting, like, ganito pagsabi ng party sa taga, party.
Oh yes, yung English, tikbalang, guys.
Yeah, tikbalang. Talabusaw.
What happened
Talabusaw.
to
Talabusaw.
What the tick?
Dato Talabusaw.
I'm so I'm like, Ang violent ko no? I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Sanay na sila Reedze.
Birds with the same feathers.
Pero any other, yung sa mga nakanood ng English. Joelle, di ba you watch the English?
No, I haven't seen the English yet.
Oh, okay. So, kami lang yun.
I only wanted to watch it when you said that Shay was really good.
Yeah,
But I haven't had the time yet.
Yeah, Shay was really good.
I will.
But the Japanese are superior. I didn't watch the whole Japanese. Pero the last episode, yung may intense scene for Trese, I go, no. Tapos, sabi ko, okay, social experiment. I'll compare you in the English, and then for a bonus comparison, let's the Japanese. I go, Japanese
Oh,
wins.
how was the Japanese?
Japanese wins.
What's that thing? Yeah.
Hindi. Dahil hindi ako ang kapatid ko. At lalong hindi ako ang ama ko. Pero isa akong tunay na Trese.
No. Because I am not my sister. And I am not my father. But I am a Trese.
いいえ。私は姉さんじゃない。そしてパパでもない。だけど私はトレセ。
The cutest thing talaga no is that if this were like any other thing, maybe hindi na nila in-insist na gawin Tagalog yung spells anymore. But maybe this was the request from
it was the request from the producer
by the author or the that they had to say the Filipino words otherwise.
Yeah, mentioned in Trese After Dark also. They insisted that the spells should be said in Tagalog.
I mean, it's...
Which I think is cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
I just don't like the English version. It's kind of cringy.
Yeah, it's cringy.
Like, sana they adopted na lang an actual Tagalog, the deep Tagalog.
Parang this is the part where you're Filipino American or American Filipinos. Couldn't you like message someone from Philippines and ask
the writer?
Yes.
Here, guys.
The writer was there. She was the dialect coach.
I mean, aside from it's just
well,
it's couldn't not... just hire a VO just for those parts.
Yeah.
Well, hindi naman direct there's no direct coordination with the dubbing team
and budget.
Yeah.
Over there. Yeah.
Daming Filipino sa States.
Looking for dialect coach.
True.
Yeah, na ilang taon. Yeah, I've heard na ilang
just
taon.
Just go to one of their titas,
Exactly.
There's
go to Jokoy's mom,
No, we're crying it out loud.
I don't know.
or sino yung komedyanteng
Yeah, Jokoy.
Si Jokoy.
Si Jokoy, go to him. And his mom, get some tissues. I don't know.
Yes.
Mikey Bustos is there pala in US o Canada pala. Yung
Oh, Mikey Bustos.
Yeah, he actually has like a how to speak in Tagalog with the P.
Really?
Yes, he has.
Yeah, he should have been the coach.
This will turn out to be a comedy.
Naging comedy yung Trese.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, pero di ba may mga comedians nga that went into voice acting because they're so good at making people laugh. So,
True.
Magugulat ka na lang sila Jokoy, sila Mikey nag-VA na rin.
I really don't mind.
Really? Me too.
Hopefully.
I actually like the Filipino script.
Yeah.
Like, now knowing that the English came first and the Filipino was dubbed, like, all the more I have more, I guess,
appreciation
for the Filipino script, because it was pretty good. So it's like, to be dubbed and not be the original, I think that would have been harder for them to have to translate.
Yeah.
Parang naging curious nga ako. My brother asked me because he thinks I'm a professional voiceover. Joke! But he knows I'm not. I'm just adding a laugher there. He asked me, how much do voice actors in Trese get paid? And I'm like, I don't know. How much ba nga? Jiezl, do you have an idea? How much were the voice actors paid?
Well, I'm not sure about Blank Productions rate, but going to the former network ABS-CBN in ano na lang sa Trese Universe ABCZNN.
Yes.
Oh shoot, I forgot. I've heard stories that it's 1.5 to 2K per episode.
Eh?
Wait, ang baba.
Pesos?
Yeah, pesos.
Ang baba nga.
Mababa.
That's ABS before. I'm not sure how much they are
ABS
paid
new, eh.
because may backing with Netflix, and etong dubbing company na si Yuno is international, so I'm not sure. Pero ang international rate for dubbing is $75 per hour. I'm not sure kung sinusundan natin yun.
I mean, we're in Philippines.
Nakalabas na calculator ko, guys.
Okay, how much?
Magkano, 80?
$75.
75 times 50.
That's 3,000
less than 5,000.
3,750 per hour.
per hour of recording. Actually, I'm basing this on states. Kasi the states is $75 per hour, minimum of 3. Tama ba?
Is this finished hours or recording in total?
No. This is not audiobooks. Session time. Kung per hour yan, oh my gosh, they're just paid for 3 episodes.
Yeah. Oh my god.
For 3 hours.
Sana naman nga they were paid higher.
Well, they were
Kung may budget nga naman sila pambayad kay Lai-za at kay Shay.
Yeah.
Sana naman lang.
Well,
Ayan. Plus the sponsors pa.
So,
Mga nasal.
Okay. I'm not sure if this is since we're under Netflix and we don't have any union base yet. Hopefully meron tayo. But according to the coalition of I forgot their name. Coalition of Dubbing Actors. Oh my gosh. Coalition of Dubbing Actors. Non-union is $75 per hour, 2 hours minimum. But with the new Netflix union agreement, kaya 100% sure ako, union actors lahat yung sa English dub Netflix. Kaya alam ko. So it's $83 per hour, 2 hour minimum.
4,150 times 50.
So
Pero you have to consider taxes and all that shiz.
Yeah. Pero that's dubbing. But in the US, since they're prelay, they will be charged $250 per hour.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
Wait. Let's go. Let me confirm sources. Netflix rate is $124 per hour, 2 hour minimum.
How much? What? I got
124 for dubbing. Pero pag you're an animated series, it's $1,000 per session. And a session could be 4 hours. Ang 4 hours could record
250 nga.
1.5 episode. Parang ganon. Depende kung how good the actors are.
So, to the two amazing people who have more international work, you guys are in the right road.
I'd like to think that it's not that way.
You guys are going in the right direction. Keep going.
Oh, I hope we get to that kind of budget.
Joy,
because right now it's in the...
Joy, again, this
is
union.
I know.
And to the full awareness of the people, to the people here in this chat room, to get into the union, you have to pay $3,000 membership. So to get paid big, you have to buy a membership.
Have to pay big. Or to... Oh,
so
let's have that.
So 150,000 guys. Pesos. Come on.
I have to be broke first before I can start earning.
You have to
Seems
get a
logical.
contract with someone who's going to hire you for 250 per hour, diba? Like 3,000 divided by 250. You need like 12 hours of contract with that person to just pay back the 3,000.
Well, that's one
membership.
season. One season.
Aw, see?
You're not gonna earn anything that whole season. Oh
But
my
that's-
gosh, just to pay back the membership.
But that's just, yung sinabi ko naman price, yung binanggit ng price ni Joy is for dubbing. Pero for animation, like original animation na Disney, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and so on, it's $1,000 per session. Or per episode pa. Nakasulat na $1,000 session fee per episode.
Wow.
No, 3 episodes lang.
Oh, see, you're good. You're good.
But wow, how to get in there, right?
Yeah.
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 Let's ask, let's ask. Who do we ask?
Rudolph. Rudolph Maldonado.
Oh, good to know. Thanks for that info, guys.
Yeah. It's just really...
That's
Very
daunting.
good question. How much are they paid? I think it's just another work for them. I don't know if they are charged higher depending on the client. Pero I've heard dubs naman that were produced in local TV network. Pero yun talaga yung rate nila. It's 1,500 to 2,000 per episode. Yung experience ko lang dub sa crowd dubbing ako, I was paid 500.
What's crowd dubbing?
If there is a crowd scene, you will have to make dialogue. Random dialogues.
Like
How long
extras.
did you stay in the booth?
30 minutes.
And you got 500 for 30 minutes of your
Hey,
time?
not
Or
bad.
I mean, the entire stay in the building. O, yun na lang.
Yeah, entire stay of the building, I was there morning, hapon ako nakapasok.
And what time did you end?
Pero I watched rin kasi all the way kasi I was invited to observe. No, I'm not invited. I invited myself in to observe.
Nice. That's how you do it.
Usually it really is like that. You have to invite yourself for them.
Hi! But don't do that in Makati. Don't do that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. It's more of the crowdsourcing thing for the crowd thing.
That you're good at reasoning. Sure. Tagapaglinis lang po dito. Ayaw po, kukunin ko po lang yung mga basura.
So technically it was like a whole day.
Yeah.
Like a 9 to 5 thing.
No, not 9 to 5. Because to be honest, I stayed after the session to chat with the other VOs. So, yun. I forgot what time they end. Parang...
Midnight?
No, not... Well, it was... Oh my gosh. I got home at 6 a.m. kasi ang...
Oh my goodness.
Wait, because we were... Ito yung story. We were talking about Barangay 143. Kaya umabot ng... There, that's another can of worms.
Oh, so this was just like last year lang.
Last year.
Last year ba yung Barangay 143? I thought it was just last year.
No.
Okay. Last, but I'm so out of it.
Last year, released on Netflix, pero it aired 2019 in GMA.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay. So yung project was on that.
No.
No, iba pa. Okay, got it.
I was just dubbing. We were just talking about 143 kasi tapos na eh. Umi-ere na siya eh.
Okay, umere na sa TV.
Oo, there were...
Nag-ere sa Netflix.
Oo, they were... Umere na 11 episodes at that time na eh. Tapos we were talking about itong humaba discussion namin on episode 1 on, yun nga, the editing mistakes, the dubbing mistakes. Yan, another can of version. Next. Back to Trese. Back to Trese.
I was just so intrigued on the life of a dubber. You know?
Last question. Si Trese, how will it affect future animation projects here? Makakaroon ba ulit man? Or baka, okay, another 5 years along the road again? Or, tapos, if ever meron man ulit, anong pwedeng gawin para mas maayos na? Wala. Well, criticism is not gonna disappear. Pero at least sana yung malesen yung, yung bad criticism.
Magpo-first take ako. Dun sa unang question, for future animation projects sa Philippines, tatalon ako sa animation side muna. If hindi malaking factor ang budget talaga, makaka-produce ng quality artwork ang Philippines kasi in-outsource nga tayo eh. That's a big deal. In-outsource tayo ng mga Western companies like Disney, Cartoon Network, etc. And siguro if bibigay yung right treatment and right payment for animators / employees, mag-i-improve talaga ang quality na pwede maging proud ang Filipino sa kanilang output. More or less, Filipino animation in general. And I won't dig deep na lang sa animation companies kasi usually yun ang issue ngayon sa kumpanya. Hindi na bibigyan ng tama lahat ng empleyado kahit malaki na nakukuha nila sa budget. Kaya they quit. And sa side ko naman sa voice acting for future animation projects, siguro malaking factor tong Trese kasi parang lahat ng audiences na impact niya, both matanda, bata, and age gap natin, which is adults. Na-surprise ako, like, family members ko na matanda, senior citizens na-amaze nila sila na we could produce well-made animation and voice acting na kahit si Lai-za lang yung kilala nila pero na-amaze rin sila sa mga other cast members, so kay Nuno, kay Chief. So, kaya siya malaking factor kasi marami tayong flaws sa end na yun. And I know from this mistake, we will do better and hope the next one we did will be the best. And if not, let's just do better again next time. That's my take for Jiezl's question.
Kasi for me, parang kasi iniisip ko yun na marketing perspective in all seriousness. Iniisip ko kasi if they really wanted to capture yung Filipino market, dito, sana kinuha nila si Mimiya. Tapos pina-voice na lang nila ng ano ba yun? Isa sa doon sa mga ano ba yun? Dito. Mga aswang. I think it would get, parang iniisip ko lang kasi, parang, bakit kaya si Lai-za? Alam mo yun, parang actually I was like thinking it bakit kaya si Lai-za? Bakit kaya? Parang in a marketing perspective, parang nag-research ba sila? Like, if ever si Lai-za ba nila kunin, mas maraming manonood, diba? Parang I think sa panahon natin ngayon, we want something fresh and new. We want something mind-blowing, breathtaking, ang gano'n. Yun lang. I mean, parang, or ang daming options alam mo yun. Sobrang ang daming options na pwede nilang kunin. Parang the way pa how it was prepared. I think, I'm not shocked kasi because I've already also been in so many industries rin na parang yung marketing research talaga hindi binibigyan ng respeto. Yun. So parang when I saw how it was done as well, parang okay. Parang alam mo yun, like it's okay, understood. Kasi if it was detailed kasi, if they did their research talaga, I think it would not, hindi yun mangyayari ng ganun. Parang, but like what you said, I hope they learn na, don't quote me on this naman din, parang it's successful in a way naman na, aside yung parang so many animation natin sa struggle na, alam mo yun, I think it's an opening door na. It's really an opening door, like what I said. It's just that please have a threshold of quality naman. Taatin naman natin.
Agree.
Yeah.
If I can just add also to the marketing part, I would like to think that they tried to do their marketing homework. Like, I totally agree with, like, why didn't they get someone like Mimi to play in a swang or something? That would have been cooler, honestly. But thinking also na bahad the target market naman of Mimi, just to be, more specific, parang they probably would have gotten her if the platform where they were launching Trese wasn't going to be on Netflix. Parang if they were gonna launch it on, like, what's normal TV? Normal TV these days? Traditional TV. Probably. But maybe like with Lai-za is like the middle ground of getting masa, but also the middle market. I don't know, that's my take on it. But totally agree na, yes, it, like, in general, Trese might have been rough. There are a lot of, things to improve on. But I think it was a good start, to get, the stronger foot into the door of, global, international, for the Philippines to go, that far. And hopefully it will inspire more animators and more production houses and voiceover artists to do better. So that's exciting. Yeah, I hope it inspires them to do better. That's my take.
Everyone said so many good points. I don't really have anything to add to it. Yay!
Parang nasa skalahan lang.
Thank you, everyone.
What they said.
Jiezl, take it away.
Seriously, wala talaga.
Closing statement talaga, Jiezl. I second the motion.
Lahat na nasabi niyo na, guys.
Ditto.
Ano ba ba sasabihin ko?
Copy that. I can't. No.
Same.
Maybe. Well, there is one local animation studio that is, producing their own stuff. But the thing is, like they mentioned, actually sila yung pinakamaingay sa social media ngayon on this. Every time I open my Facebook news feed, sila na naman.
Sino?
Kilala mo na yan. A certain animation studio just keep calling haters out na mahirap talaga mag-produce ng animation, may ganito, ganyan, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, I know that partially the budget goes to the team, to the animators, writers, directors, so on and so forth. Pero should be budget allotted for the marketing. Ito, if Barangay 143 allotted, I think, at least a third of their marketing project to the quality, I think it would be even better animation wise, because it looks like kasi halata they did shortcuts. Yun nga, it's an anime about basketball, but it's about a love triangle.
Oh, wow.
Ayaw nga pala.
Nakalimutan niyo.
The words are spilling, Jiezl. The words are spilling.
Kasi if they were to animate a slam dunk style anime, slam dunk na lang kasi 90s style anime, wag naman yung Kuroko no Basket or Ahiro no Sora. Actually, Ahiro no Sora ma-shortcut rin.
Yeah.
Yeah, still. Ahiro no Sora is all about the drama rin. Pero at least it still revolved around basketball. Pero going back, yun nga, it still goes back to research na, okay, how many millions are we gonna market on this movie, series, or kung ano man yan, and how much are we gonna pay for this, ganito, ganyan. It's just really all about proper research and hopefully they could pitch it better for international investors. Kasi that's what Trese did. Kasi from what I've known, Base Entertainment is from Singapore? Okay. Based in Jakarta and Singapore. And they have partners with Indonesia, Philippines, and China and other markets. Pero still, that when they pitch it to Netflix, so Netflix back it up. So that's good.
It's kind of sad that we had to go to other countries just to pitch a really popular comic in the Philippines. Ay, Philippines.
Pero ano naman, pero it's pero yung in between is still South Korea. I just really hope that there will be more independent animation studios like Rocket Ship.
Yung sa Baguio, yung one?
What?
Wonder Animation.
Yeah, pero I think naman meron rin naman. Pero yung Rocket Ship comes to mind kasi sila lang yung talaga, they produce and had a partnership with Netflix.
Oh.
Kasi hayop ka is a Netflix, Netflix original film. In terms of voice acting, I just wish that they wouldn't rely on celebrities so much. Pero it's a good thing naman on Trese that there is only one celebrity voice actor. Same rin sa English cast. Si Shay, Mitchell, and Lai-za lang ang marketing force of Trese. And, well, to be honest, Shay Mitchell is not that popular. It's not like she has yung pag may film about her, people will go to her or immediately identify her. So, kasi ako kilala ko lang siya through Pretty Little Liars. After that, okay, anong other projects niya after Pretty Little Liars? Well, locally, I just wish na I'm going into that territory na. I'm going in na. I just wish there is more diverse characters, voices, na I really wish na ma-break yung mold na kasi there are other characters na very distinct rin sa atin. Kasi ayoko naman yung yung parang the police na kailangan deep, gruff, seryoso, like yung Captain Guerrero. Well, I think it was written that way. Pero yung sabi ko, in terms of storytelling, sana I think a little bit more breaking of the molds of the character archetypes. So, tapos ito pa yung weird na meron well, the fact that may isang plot point in Trese that is very common in teleseries as well. There is a plot point. I don't know what will happen in the next season. Hopefully, it will be picked up for second season.
Sana.
Hopefully, it gets Last point. Siguro going back, I wish na there is more they would take more risk na lang in terms of Eto na lang kasi, for me, I think what's wrong with them, they're not getting the right sponsors enough. Kasi, lately, yung kakanood ng mama ko ng mga Chinese drama, there are so many sponsors in one series. Like yung, madalas na sponsor doon is Subway, Apple. Kasi hindi tinatakpan yung logo eh. And there will be really scenes, yung parang the Michael Bay sa Transformers, yung every scene, hawak sila Pepsi, tapos may Mountain Dew the next, parang ganon, tapos may something sikat na may Burger King sa next scene, parang ganon. So,
Product placement.
Pero it can be done creatively. Hindi yung blatant na, okay, it's there. Kasi there are other ways to get financial backing. So it's either sponsors or brand sponsors or kasi here it's 100% okay, todo asa tayo sa
sponsors.
Pero if they really want to go that route. Kasi sa going to anime, the only time they will get backing is, let's say, if the manga is good, merchandise is selling good after umere yung anime. Kasi that's their way of getting.
True.
So here it's either we either do merch sales ng Trese to really show na, oh, this is popular enough to have a second season. Oh, kasi yun talaga yung driving force in terms of, kahit sa States rin like, ilang taon na yung Transformers and they're still making Transformers film, animation series. Kung alam niya lang, meron pa rin Transformers series. Kasi that's their commercials for the toy sales and the merch. So, that's their way to really have, talagang financial backing in some way. Dito kasi it's non-existent. Dito kasi, okay, DVD sales bahala na, or ABS-CBN or GMA, talagang todo asa, o sige, taasan pa natin yung ad spot natin, which na-research ko few days ago na it's worth 450,000 for 30-second spot. So that's where they get their funding.
Okay, no, parang I am having a light bulb moment. Light bulb moment. So kung ganun pala siya, so it yung mga doubts ko, it really it really is parang worrisome talaga, because let's say like what Jiezl said about Japan, when they create an anime kasi they need to make a manga first. Yun yung process, diba? And yung process kasi to make a manga, it's really it's really harsh. It has to be good talaga. So, yan nga, yan yung parang mahirap i-communicate sa companies natin, kasi parang if you want to have a quality production, it takes money . Tapos, I think it's forecasting kasi. In the marketing side, you need to forecast kasi how much is going to like it, how much is going to earn, which is parang wala tayong tools kasi nun para makita na may mababalik. Sigurista pa naman yung mga nag-i-invest pa naman. Yan yung parang main concern ko, kasi once na hindi nila nakikita na may ROI, parang bakit kami mag-i-invest dyan? Yan yung iniisip nila. Parang, tapos, I think in a situation pandemic pa, people wants to save money, people wants to make money. I don't think they're going to risk na, okay, for the love of art, yung parang ganon. Para maging maganda yung show. Parang, because of popular demand, because of certain numbers, this and that, ito lang yung papakita namin, ito lang yung mabibigay namin. Yan yung sad reality.
But also to your point, maybe that's why this first series of Trese, parang they really had to start with Lai-za. They want to gauge to see how well it's going to fare. If it does well, then maybe they'll be able to get more sponsors after for the next. Sana ganon.
In being positive nga, sana ganon. Kasi when I had a friend kasi na when she was still staying in Japan, they would really spend so much for quality, for the art, alam mo yun. Parang, because I think this is their, this is their ideology. parang people earned the money. Parang they work blood, sweat, and tears to get our product. So in exchange, we need to give them as well a quality product as well. Yung ganon. We don't want them to, we don't want them to give them like, it's okay. Parang, it's just not enough. Alam mo yung ganon.
Yes.
So, parang, and it brings them money. Parang if you think about it, in the art side, I guess, yung parang, we do so much quality pero there's no market for it. Parang sayang, alam mo yung ganon. Ang daming ginastos. Ang dami na kasing situations na ganon. May magandang quality. Tapos parang tinalo lang ng isang parang show or any media na mas lesser budget since it was parang more market. And yan yung market nila. So, nakakaroon na ng init sa mata. So, parang kailangan siya i-timing kung kailan ilalagay yung maayos, I guess. Kaya parang iniisip ko, okay, baka siguro okay na siguro si Lai-za for now.
For now, yes. Yun. For now.
Parang iniisip ko na lang, parang kung ikaw naman talaga naghahawak ng pera, parang ano yung assurance mo, 'di ba? Parang iisipin mo, ano yung assurance mo? Let's say nasa table pala ang lahat-lahat na babalik yung pera ng ganyan. At least, di ba, parang sasabihin, at least, di pa na-try natin. Parang gano'n.
Yeah.
Well, I have a suggestion, pero putting it out there. For me, kung talagang gusto nila i-gauge kung how popular Trese is, release nila locally ulit yung copies ng original source material.
Comics?
Yeah, comics.
For sure. I feel like it's going to follow.
I really hope.
Magkakaroon yan.
Or kaya may reimagining.
Yeah, I think that will work hand in hand.
Or may artwork reimagination, whatever.
Kung ngayon kung if ongoing, tapos na ba yung Trese? I mean,
nope. Yung comic
first season pa lang.
Yung first season, so did they announce for a second season?
Nope.
If gonna
sort of.
Usually kasi I was still working yung before ako nag-OJT, I was still working in a bookshop. It really does. Once you run once there's an anime running, kasi we were selling Japanese comics tumataas yung sales ng comics kapag merong parang adaptation into
makes sense. Yeah,
they should sell it again.
They should. I mean, I think it's still being sold.
They reprint. They should reprint. Yeah, they should reprint pa. Kasi there would be a demand Kasi oh my God, if you just know how much people would die for buying manga. Or comics.
True.
Yep, it's a memorabilia.
Very well. Yeah, it should really be like that na rin. Even more interesting, have a Tagalog version of it. Talagang...
Yeah, Tagalog version of the comics or what? Sorry.
Of the comics. Kasi alam ko it's in English, di ba?
Yeah, it's in English.
So, yun.
Kasi I think it's appealing kasi all over the world.
Yeah. Locally. Locally.
It would be better in Tagalog.
Thank you for listening/watching our podcast. I hope you enjoy our ramblings about Trese and how it was handled here. And if you're from the industry, we are open for comments, suggestions, and corrections, and other opinions about this subject because we want to learn more about our industry. And if we work together, we could make it even better. And please subscribe for more contents like this. Yes, I'm a YouTuber now. And thank you, and I don't know how to end this, so bye!